With us being in Season 7, you would probably think that Epic Games has fixed every possible glitch that you could experience in Fortnite. But you'd also be wrong to think that because there are actually a number of glitches still present in the game. Yep, that's right, they never got fixed. What, are you telling me that when I boot up the game, it's still possible that I could get launched 500 feet into the air? What is going on? Fred, do you know what's happening in Fortnite? Okay. Anyway, welcome back to Top 5 Gaming, everyone, where today we will be breaking down the top 10 Fortnite glitches that never got fixed. Never. Ever. Number 10, under the map glitch using shadow stones. As you've most likely seen watching our videos, the shadow stones haven't exactly been the smoothest feature to the game. It's been removed multiple times, and its phasing ability has led to some of the more unique glitches within Fortnite. But to be fair, with all its setbacks, we have had some good times with it, and it seems to be a permanent feature of the map for now, at least. However, even though Fortnite kept removing them to fix certain God mode glitches, more under the map glitches are being used with the shadow stones that Fortnite have yet to say anything about, with no signs as of yet for a patch. When phasing through objects like a tree and then unphasing in the same process, you can end up falling underneath the map. Doesn't sound too great when you think about falling to your death, but if you manage to build some platforms or roof pieces underneath beforehand, you can safely fall through onto them. Now, allowing you to explore underneath the map until you run out of mats, that is, it's a fairly overpowered glitch considering you've seen them a lot with the shopping carts and how people can shoot up through the ground. Let's just hope that the storm gods are on our side and spawn the circle away from anyone under the map. Number 9, basically God mode glitch, using the turret to make yourself look huge but invisible and invincible. Okay, so what if I told you that you could become invisible by hiding in plain sight? And no, not the gobblegum from zombies, I mean you could literally become invisible by becoming more visible. Have I hurt your brain yet? Well, so you've probably seen a few clips recently of giant Fortnite characters in game. More or less looks like Godzilla is roaming around the map, and even though we've seen them for a while, no one really knew what caused it. Well, one method that causes this glitch is by getting on and off of the mounted turret while spinning in circles. As far as glitch methods go, it's definitely on the unique list, but what essentially happens is everyone else can suddenly see a giant version of you, and you're the only one that can't see it. The giant version is only visual though and has no hitbox or physical form to it whatsoever. You're more or less a giant bush camouflaged as a laggy, scuffed version of yourself. The best people can do to kill you is shoot into the central area of the giant and hope to hit the invisible target. The thing is, the glitch has been seen for a long time, appearing more frequently sometimes than others, which means there must be quite a few reasons for this glitch that are constantly trying to patch. It just doesn't seem like they can keep up with them. Number 8, the upside down glitch using the golf caddy. One of the more recent glitches that had us all laughing in surprise was this upside down glitch. I mean, I can't imagine anyone wanting to use this for any tactical advantage, but if you fancy a good laugh, it might be worth a try. We first saw it with the guided missile that, when self-rocket riding, could sometimes cause your character to lean at a fairly slanted angle, but then it got notched up a gear with the new respawn ability and golf carts. If you fall into the ocean while in a golf cart, you have to make sure you land at an upside down angle. You'll respawn in with a completely glitched view. It all depends on the angle you hit the water at, and that determines what view you'll get. But now a lot of times, your character will be almost completely flipped upside down. It's not exactly the easiest to control, and your view can be seriously limited, so it's not exactly useful, but just look at the character's animation as he tries to run. Excuse me, bud, I think your ankles might be broke. Number 7, shooting through a door using an editing trick. Certain glitches are so small that they give no one any urgent concern and sometimes end up never getting fixed, but certain glitches like this are almost impossible to avoid even when everyone knows about them. When doors are in animation, they have no physical form and anyone can shoot straight through them. I'm fairly sure they tried to resolve this issue in the early seasons, but found that giving doors a physical form during animation that would stop bullets also caused a lot of players to get pushed around a lot when they were opening or closing doors, and it seems that they finally decided that this was the best method to go with, and as for the foreseeable future, it will always be this way. Now you just have to go out and practice your door shooting tactics before you end up becoming the victim. Next time you're waiting for an enemy to open up the door so you can shoot him with your new legendary pump, don't wait for the door to open. As soon as you hear that doorknob start to go, fire away straight through the door. Number 6, respawn on Spawn Island. Sometimes you don't get enough time to explore the Spawn Island when loading into the match. You've seen it a whole bunch by now, but you never really get a chance to build on it properly or tear everything down. Maybe just a nice change in scenery for your playground battles would be nice. Well, there's been a few methods over the past year that have allowed us to magic our way onto the starting island, but most have been patched. One of the few they can't seem to fix at the moment is using the respawn pads on the pirate ship minigame. If you start the minigame and position yourself on the respawn pad and place a pyramid so you're standing through it, when you try to manually respawn, it will put you on the opponent's pad, so you can repeat this process, and now it should spawn you straight on Spawn Island and you're ready to go. I'm not sure why they haven't just added a feature that allows people access to the island in Playground games, because they can see a lot of the community would like it, and I can't see it having any bad effects on Playground. I don't know though. Do you think we should have access to Spawn Island on Playground? Maybe a bridge or something? Number 5, no falling damage. So you're gonna have to decide for us whether this is technically a glitch or just a really smart tactic, because you can kind of argue on both sides. At the moment, the biggest problem with balloons is risking that fall damage, but using certain features within the game alongside the balloons, you can prevent yourself from taking falling damage from any height. At the corrupted zones, you can find pink craters that launch you up into the air but prevent you from taking damage. Use the balloons when launching off of these craters the next time you drop down, even if you've been floating for 10 minutes. That fall damage preventative from the pink crater will carry over, so you can essentially drop shotgun someone from max height without having to worry about dying, which is fairly handy. It makes sense when you think about it, but if this was intentional, then why does it not work the same way with shockwaves? You can do the same trick with bounce pads on the side of a porta fortress, but every now and then it decides to just not work. It's only consistent with the pink jump craters. Number 4, get past the wall in Fortnite food fight. One of the fun features of a large-scale LTM is going on mass killing sprees. The food fight LTM was especially good for this when it's concentrated team zones and mass amounts of turrets. You also had plenty of time to set yourself up with a 5-minute countdown until the wall lowered. However, every now and then you sometimes find an enemy already on your side before the walls came down, trying to kill everyone before the match has properly started, and you're left wondering how he got over the giant wall. Well, you can't go over it, and you can technically go around it, but you'll be way too far out at sea to get back. Going through is impossible, but if you go to the edge of the island, you can see a gap that allows you to go under it. The thing is, by the time you've landed, the storm's already moving in, so you have to quickly get mats, build down under the barrier, and then back up again before that gets you. It's a fairly cheeky method, and in all honesty, it doesn't make much of a difference considering a couple more minutes and the wall will be down anyway, but definitely good for getting the flank on a whole 12-man team. Number 3, the disconnect everyone from playground glitch. So for those of you that like to troll your friends, then this will be the perfect prank for you. This glitch follows a very similar method to the Spawn Island respawn glitch using pyramids on the pirate ship respawn pads. Except this time, you also have to begin the game and you have your friends stand on the respawn pad when you place the transparent pyramid. They'll then need to manually respawn, and once done, you can jump out of the pyramid, giving it physical form. Now go over to the opposite spawn pad, abandon the minigame, and this will then disconnect your friend from the game altogether. It'd be pretty surprising if anyone fell for this glitch, but there's not too much Fortnite can do at the moment without removing spawn pads. Maybe they'll patch it eventually, but I can see a lot more glitches being discovered with these spawn pads. Number 2, edit glitch or intended. So imagine you're playing on Playground, building a masterpiece. You've spent almost the full 55 minutes perfecting every little detail, and then one of the finishing touches ends up causing a massive part of your build or even your entire build to demolish. Not fun. Well, most of the time you kind of realize where you screwed up. This recent finding shows that maybe a structure glitch or a really realistic mechanic. When using arcways, you can support other arcways on top, fairly simple, but if you change the wall below to a half wall, it can no longer support an arcway above. It may have very narrow supports, but we know they can connect to walls, so why doesn't it work when only one is attached? It might just be a structural glitch, but Fortnite also may have gone super realistic and thought about the one support not being able to hold the weight, even though they haven't had a mechanic like that before, and it's a bit of a strange one, but you'll have to let us know what you think on this one and help us solve it. Number 1, the extra slot inventory glitch. As far as glitches go, we haven't seen many that allow you to carry extra items, and as a big zombies player, I can tell you extra weapon glitches are usually pretty common. We've only seen one at the beginning of Battle Royale that allowed you to use your trap items and replace it with a 6th, 7th, or 8th inventory slot. It got patched fairly quickly, but a new version of this glitch was discovered with the new mounted turret and hasn't seen any signs of being fixed. Maybe they aren't bothering to remove turret glitches because they most likely will be removing the whole turret soon anyway? Just a guess. If you have a full inventory, place any 6th item next to the mounted turret and then try to pick up the item and then get on the turret, all in the shortest time possible, and if done correctly, it will juggle and drop the item. Get off the turret and you should now be able to pick up that 6th item without dropping anything for it. You can imagine it being extremely useful, but you can't actually access that 6th item unless you drop something anyway, so not great unless you want to spare some heals. As always, guys and gals, we don't endorse the use of glitches, so play it smart and play it with honor. Do not use these glitches, but Epic Games, you know what to fix. Here you go. We did it. We did your homework. Free QA testing. Make sure you're subscribed, Epic. Also, message us on our email, our business email. We want to do work together. Love you. Epic! like the video, subscribe to the channel, push notifications on, and keep it here on, what was that? It wasn't IGN. It was top 10 gaming. Keep it here on top 10 gaming, top 5 gaming, top 5,000 gaming.